Don't worry, you're not going to see my face in videos every week. I want my videos to be about the watches and not about me. But this video is about my watch collection, so it's kind of personal. And also, I'm on this side of the camera in only 2 videos on the internet, and neither are on my channel. There's an interview with me on Into the Limelight and another one with me on Watch Crunch. And because of just those 2 videos, I've met dozens of people around the world who just came up to say hi because they finally knew what I looked like. And I love that. I love meeting you. So far, don't be creepy. So if you see this face and this 7-inch wrist in New York, Rome, Paris, Singapore, Portland, say hi and see which one of these watches I'm wearing, because this is my collection in 2023. Let's start with some affordable watches, my G-Shocks. I designed and 3D printed this stand for them to receive radio signals. And that's one of the things that all 3 of these have in common. The Rangeman GW9400, the GWM 6900, and the GWM 5610U. They're solar powered, they all sync with atomic clocks, they all allow the display of 2 time zones at once, and I don't really wear them. And this is a theme with my watches. Too many watches and not enough wrists. So send me your wrists, please, and send me your extra time, because I'm gonna need both. The HMT Gena. I bought this 36mm manually wound Indian watch maybe 10 years ago for $5. I've been told that this is not the original dial, it's a replacement, that the Devanagari script on the original looks different somehow. I don't know, but I'll never financially recover from this. I did a full video on this watch and HMT. Go search my videos to see more. Marathon Navigator. I bought this plastic quartz military watch for $300. It's awesome. Sapphire crystal, dual time zone bezel, and tritium tubes for lume. That means they always glow, they don't need to be charged. That's because there's radioactive tritium decaying on your wrist. That's why there's a radiation symbol on the dial. This is a great travel watch. I can track a second time zone, it's water resistant, and I don't have to worry about it at all. Tag Heuer Professional 974.006R-2, one of my favorites. This is from the early 90s, that's when my dad bought it. And it wasn't until decades later that he gave it to me. For years, I was kind of unsure about the looks, but every day I like this more and more. I swear, 2-tone watches get better looking as my brain gets older and slowly turns to warm pudding. It's a pleasure. This watch isn't going anywhere. The Seiko SB QJ017. This thing is amazing. Seiko stopped making this watch a while ago, and it's really too bad. This titanium watch has a high accuracy quartz perpetual calendar GMT movement. Okay, so titanium you get. It's super light. I mean, it would be anyway with the quartz movement. But with this choice of metal, it just disappears on the wrist. Now, high accuracy. The 8F56 movement is accurate to about 15 or 20 seconds per year. That's incredible. It's also a perpetual calendar, even though it only displays the date. The movement knows the month and the year. So for example, at the end of February 2024, it'll move from the 28th to the 29th. And on non-leap years, it'll skip from the 28th to March 1st. It's also a flyer or traveler style GMT movement. It's crazy. This is a crazy watch. I have a full video on this watch from years ago. My other Seiko and another amazing quartz movement, which is no longer produced, the Grand Seiko SB GX091. People lose their minds for this watch, and I get it. This was only available in Japan and for a short time, and it was before Grand Seiko dropped the Seiko branding at 12 o'clock. This is old school Grand Seiko. This is accurate to 10 seconds per year using a special crystal grown by Grand Seiko for their fancy boy watches. This thing is a looker. I love the beveled hands, no date, some lume even. And I love the red elements on the gray dial. If you're patient and diligent, these do come up for sale, usually between $2,000 and $3,000. My sweet baby Panerai PAM 111. I bought this kind of on a whim. At the time, I was the kind of guy who talked shit about big watches. They're so unrefined, and the dudes who wear Panerai watches especially have insecurities that they're trying to deal with. And all that still may be true, but the difference is now I get it. I love this watch and I'm not afraid to admit it. Sandwich dial, old ETA Unitas movement display back, This is what I wanted in a Luminor watch. I can't get enough of this thing. It's so fun to wear that every time I see a photo of myself wearing it, I just think it looks great on me. But I can go bigger. The Omega PLPR. This is the titanium no-date PLPR. It's the previous generation. I'm so glad I own this watch. In a way, it feels like a trademark watch for me. And I think that's because unless you're actually doing saturation diving, you cannot wear this and take yourself seriously. You cannot wear this and think that mechanical watches are anything but silly toys. This watch is like a truth serum. It's also more comfortable than a lot of people seem to believe. This weighs about the same as a Rolex Submariner and has the same lug-to-lug length. It's wearable, physically at least. Emotionally, maybe not. Maybe you can't handle the truth. Now my smallest watch, my Tank Must Solar Beat. This is the large size. I recently made a video about this watch. If you have questions, go check it out. This has been a great watch for me. It looks good, it's classic, and because it's solar powered, I don't really have to think about it. After a year and a half, I find myself wearing this more than I expected. Quartz tank watches, I think they make a lot of sense for a lot of people. Another from Cartier, the Tank Americain. This is a white gold reference from 1999. It's the large size, and it has the reference number 1741. Now Cartier is going back to this slightly thinner proportion with a new steel Americain, which should be coming out soon-ish. What I like about this older watch is the guilloche dial. I think a Cartier should have a guilloche dial. They're probably more expensive to make, which is why most steel Cartier watches do not have a dial like this. I wear this on an 18mm mesh strap that I bought for probably $10. New to me in the last few months is the Matte Edition 1 Red. Go watch my video from MB&F in Geneva for more on this. This was designed by the amazing people there and was intended to be an affordable watch that had some of the signature MB&F trademarks of fun and interesting displays of time and general weirdness. Only a couple thousand of these were made, and I got this pre-owned. I got very lucky with this, and I adore it. Okay, let's go. 3 Rolexes. First, my Batman, 116710 BLNR. I got this in 2016. It was at retail just as things were heating up. I think there was a 1-month wait. This is my main memories watch. I wear this for a lot of travel and for a lot of big events, and I also just wear it daily a lot. It's nearly a perfect watch for me. A while ago, I bought a Jubilee bracelet for a 36mm date just, and it fits this Batman perfectly. I bought the bracelet from a Rolex dealer. I don't think they'd let you do that anymore, but it doesn't hurt to ask. My 36mm Explorer 114270. I bought this for myself for my 40th birthday. I always wanted a 36mm Explorer. I even had the 40mm for a while, and I liked it, but 36 always felt like the proper size for an Explorer 1. And a week after I bought this watch, Rolex announced the new 36mm Explorer. It sent me down a deep rabbit hole of worry and despair. I mean, not really, but I did wonder if I should have waited for the new watch. Since then, I did a comparison video between my 2004 Explorer and the latest 36mm, and I'm confident that I got the right watch for me. All you people who say the older is better or that the newer is better, you're all wrong because you're leaving out the phrase, "for me." That's the only way one watch is better than the other. For me. This 2009 16570 Explorer 2. This is, every time I put this on, I think, why would I need any other watch? The answer is that my brain is broken, and that's human nature, I guess. Your brain is broken too, and my evidence is that you're watching this video. Perfect size, perfect proportions, perfect looks. When will Rolex go back to making a 40mm Explorer 2? I don't know, but I hope they do. It's ideal. And finally, another new acquisition, the Tudor Pelagos FXD Alinghi Red Bull Racing Edition chronograph. I also recently did a video on this one. I never expected to like a chronograph branded after, is boat racing a sport? I don't know, is it really though? Anyway, I tried this on at the Tudor boutique in Geneva last summer and I was immediately smitten. I love how it looks, I love how it wears. I also think it's kind of a bargain, a carbon watch from Tudor with an in-house-ish chronograph movement for $5,000. Now, nobody should spend that much money on a watch, but also, hell yeah. And that's everything for now. If you're wondering what happened to a watch that you saw in a video or a photo of mine, either I sold it, I gave it away, or I never owned it. I borrow a lot of watches from watch brands and stores. They send them to me for 2 weeks at a time and I send them back. Again, if you see me, say hi. The watch community has been the most surprising and rewarding part of this hobby. The watches, the timepieces are cool, but the friends are better. Mostly, I mean, I haven't met anyone that's as cool as this, but I'll keep looking.